What's up guys, it's me again, just here to make another quick video. Today I had no intentions of recording this video. I had no intentions of recording today, but you know what, I've had a good day. As I was on the way home, was looking through my DMs on Instagram, looking through the messages. A certain amateur boxer keeps on sending me through the same question. The question is, how does an amateur boxer go about getting a manager when he's ready to turn pro? Second question, how much money does a professional boxer pay their manager? How much of his fight purse, or how much money does a pro boxer pay their manager? And I find it quite amazing that people don't have this information. I thought that this information was just out there, but now that I'm sitting down and I'm thinking about it, this information isn't out there. And unless people that are in the game like me are making videos like this, giving you guys that information, people just won't know. So here I am, OD2 Tanks, enlightening you motherfuckers. First thing people need to understand is that there's a difference between a manager and an agent, okay? There's a difference between a manager and an agent. Your boxing manager is not your agent, okay? Let me explain the difference in simple terms. Your agent is someone that gets you deals, sponsorship deals, endorsement deals, Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Lucasade, all of those endorsement sponsors that that a fighter's got. He ain't getting it from his boxing manager. He's getting them through his sports agent. A sports agent sits down, they go through all the contracts. Nike's offering you 10k, Adidas is offering you 11k, 12k, but Reebok are offering you 15k. But here are the different clauses. Which one are you gonna choose? I think this one makes more sense. But ultimately, the fighter is up to you. Okay, that's what the sports agent does. The sports agent brings you in and he sits you down and he explains to you all these different deals on your endorsements, on how to market yourself, on how to run your social media. All of those things there is what your sports agent does. That's not what your manager does. Okay, the job of a boxing manager is basically to say yes or no. That's it. Say yes or no. A fight gets offered to you, they're not coming to ask you, they're not coming to ask your coach, they're coming to ask your manager. So they'll say, Ohara Davies, you've been offered Derry Matthews for this amount of money. That goes through my boxing manager. Then my boxing manager phones me up. OD, do you want this fight? I say yes, and then he says yes. That's basically his job. His job is basically to say yes or no. A boxing manager doesn't really do much. A lot of people, they have this thing in their minds where they think that, how this boxing manager's sat down and he's got all these different papers in front of him and he's got to sign this form and that form and he's got to read this and read that. Nah. A boxing manager's job is basically to say yes or no. And they're copying all that money just for saying yes or no. And you know what, when I think about it, most of these boxing managers be lazy as fuck. They be lazy as fuck. Most of these boxing managers are not about their job. These guys are not about their job. I've seen it. I've been in this game. I'm in this game. I experienced this game for what the fuck it is. These boxing managers are not about their job. All they do is that they pick up a phone, they say yes or no, and they're copying all that money. Yet you've got other managers like you've got people like Sam Jones. I know Sam Jones. Sam Jones, he goes above and beyond. People like him, even though their job is to either say yes or no, they do more. Sam Jones might be like, you know what, I want to take care of the endorsement deals, of the sponsorships. I want to do this, I want to do that. And they will take all of this heavy load upon themselves. Okay? So you've got certain boxing managers that go above and beyond. And, and they do more than just say yes or no. Example, Sam Jones and a few other boxing managers. But listen, most of these boxing managers out here, they be lazy as fuck. They ain't doing nothing for their fighters but saying yes or no and copying all that money for it. So you know how it works? You basically go out and you find yourself a manager, you get a form put in front of you, bang, sign this form, motherfucker. So the boxer's like, okay, read down the form, and then you realize a boxing manager is entitled to take 25% of your fight check. Every time you fight, every fight purse you get, your manager is entitled to get a quarter of it. Okay? You fight, you get 100 grand, your manager's entitled to take 25k. What's he getting paid that money for? He's getting paid that money to say yes or no. That's his job. And you know why I find that mad? Because a boxing coach is only entitled to take a 10%. Boxing coaches ain't getting paid any more than a 10% of a fighter's fight purse. But it don't make sense because a boxing coach is with you in the gym every single day. Blood, sweat, tears, grind, technique, strategy. That's what the boxing coach does. The boxing coach has got a much harder job than what the boxing manager has. So why is it that in pro boxing, a boxing coach is entitled to get a 10% and a manager is entitled to get 25%? Something's got to change, because in my mind, that don't sound right. That don't sound right. Listen, these managers be out here making a killing. Managers be out here making a killing. They sit down there on their desk all day long, pick up the phone, they say, yep, he'll fight him. No, he won't fight him. Yes, he will fight him. And every fight that happens, he's there and he's getting a 25%. While the coach is there. Hard work, dedication. Hard work, dedication. For nothing about 10%. Listen, this system's a bit backwards. This system's backwards as fuck. Listen, a boxing manager's job ain't that hard. All they gotta do is say yes or no. So what happens now is that boxing coaches are now getting managers' licenses. Boxing coaches are now getting managers' licenses. Why? Because a boxing manager's job ain't that hard anyway. All they gotta do is say yes or no. Anyone can have that job. I can manage myself. I say yes or no. I take that fight. No, I won't take that fight. A manager's job ain't that hard. So now boxing coaches are now getting managers' licenses. So most boxing coaches also have got a manager's license. And what they do is that they will coach and manage a fighter for 20%. Ain't that great? Listen, that's great news. Instead of getting a coach paying him 10% and then getting a separate manager and then giving him 25%, that's a 35% of your fight purse gone straight away. If you fight for 100k, that's 35k gone straight away, before tax even. Before tax. So now boxing coaches are now getting managers' licenses. They will coach you and they will manage you for 20%. Hallelujah. Great news. Listen, so my advice to any amateur boxer would be, listen man, when you're ready to turn pro, don't let any of these guys in shirts and ties come and fool you. Don't let these guys fool you. Don't sign to any of these managers that are going to be out here taking a 25% of your purse. You find a coach that's got a manager's license and you train with that guy and get managed by that guy. Because the manager's job ain't that hard. The manager just says yes or no. If you want to find someone that reads forms and all that shit, you go and get yourself a sports agent. A sports agent and a boxing manager's job are both different. Okay? A boxing manager don't do shit. So you get a coach that takes a 10% and a manager, or no, you either get a coach that's got a manager's license and he will do both for 20%, or you just get a separate manager that takes no more than 10%. Any manager that's acting on his own as a manager that isn't also a coach shouldn't be getting no more than 10%. In certain cases, if he's got good links and he's a good manager and he goes above and beyond, in some cases maybe give him a 15%. It's okay. And then you give your coach a 10%. So you're losing 25%. That's okay. It's not really good, but it's okay if he does his job. If he's like Sam Jones and he does his job, it's okay giving him more than 10%. But listen, with all these other fuckers here that ain't doing their job and they're just around in shirt and tie acting like they're the next best thing. Listen, don't give these guys any of your money. Don't give these guys a signature. Don't be giving these guys a signature.